happy Thursday. Thanks for joining us today. I'm meteorologist Taylor Cox, and here's a look at your headlines today. I'm going to step out of the way so you can see them here. Severe storm chances through this evening, so that includes not only a wind risk, but also a tornado risk. It's a level 2 tornado risk. We're also tracking heavy rain that's ongoing right now, and that's going to cause a flooding risk across Arkansas, into Missouri, Tennessee, and Kentucky. And then out to the north and west, we're watching for rain and snow into the weekend. So we'll talk about each different place across the U.S. We've got a little bit of something for everyone. But before we get started there, let's talk about the Raising Hail Tour starting in less than a week from today. Actually, 1 week from today, we'll be down in Denton, Texas on February 6th. If you have not gotten your tickets for the Raising Hail Tour yet, you don't want to miss this. You're going to be the first to see Derek's hail forecast for the 2025 season. You're also going to get a free lunch, a free t-shirt, and a chance to win a Yeti cooler. It's something that you just cannot miss. Why don't you go? Well, how about $10 off? $10 off for watching this broadcast. Use code RHT, TAYLOR10. So that's RHT. It stands for Raising Hail Tour, Taylor 10. Head over to the raising-hail-tour.com website to get your tickets today. All right, back to the forecast now. You can see that yesterday's storm reports were very, very quiet down in Texas. We saw all of that rain making a very dreary and drizzly afternoon. It was a little bit cold yesterday as well, or chilly, I guess, from the rain. Temperatures here in Oklahoma felt amazing. What about the severe weather? Well, we did see more widespread showers and storms through the overnight hours. So as you woke up early this morning, you definitely had that rain outside of your window. We had a severe thunderstorm warning right outside of Austin for some strong wind. You can see that it starts to try to bow out here, and oftentimes whenever we see that backwards C-shaped, that means that we've got some sort of strong wind pushing these storms. Well, it tries, and there's your severe thunderstorm warning just to the south of Rockdale, highlighted here in yellow, warned for high winds, and then it immediately weakens. It could not sustain itself, and then it continues to track to the east as we headed into the mid-morning hours. So that was early this morning, probably as you were getting ready, headed out the door. Maybe you're on your morning commute at this point, right around 7, 8 o'clock this morning. Let's take a look at the rainfall totals yesterday. Some really impressive rainfall totals yesterday. And in places like central Arkansas, the rain is still ongoing. So these numbers will go up as we head into the afternoon and evening hours. We've got just to the south of Fort Smith, several inches of rain. Dallas also getting several inches of rain. You probably have a very, very muddy backyard right now, taking the dogs out. It's going to be one of those days that before they come in, you have to wipe off their paws. It's muddy out there. It's also slowing down traffic for your Thursday morning commute, and it could be slowing you down this evening as well. It's not going to be raining this evening. However, there's still going to be water on the roadways. It just takes a little bit to get all of that water to clear off. Taking a look at the warming trend for today, it continues. Not only today, but also tomorrow. Minneapolis, you spent days below zero at the very beginning and the very middle of this month. You deserve some warmer weather, and you're getting it finally. Not only today, but also tomorrow. You can see that temperatures stay above average. Now, what about the storms today? A lot of you hopping on because of that level 2 tornado risk here. Look at the setup that we have. Low pressure system out in Colorado. This is your big system. You're going to see that circled here in just a few minutes. Bringing snow to the back side of this system, heavy rain to the front side, and then if you head farther down to the south, right along this front, this is where we're going to see that tornado risk. Now it's conditional. See all those clouds out there? You can see them kind of highlighted in white. If we stay super cloudy, lower chance for tornadoes. If this front moves faster than we expect it to, lower chance for tornadoes. If the front undercuts this line of storms, we probably won't see that severe risk that we're expecting today. But since it's conditional, that means if we have the right conditions, which there's a good chance we could, several tornadoes are possible, and high wind also possible today. And there's that low pressure system. I told you you'd see it circled in just a few minutes. There it is. It's moving to the east across the southern side of Kansas into the northern side of Oklahoma. This will continue to track up to the north and east later on today, bringing rain out to the East Coast. We'll talk about that here in just a few minutes. Getting ahead of myself here. Let's talk temperatures. As I mentioned, it may not be raining in Dallas right now, and if you can get outside in some of this nicer weather, enjoy the 50s and 60s today. We're having what I like to call a fake spring, where those temperatures start to warm up, we start to go back outside again. Don't worry, winter will come back with a vengeance, but it's nice to see some of those more comfortable temperatures right now. 63 in San Marcos. The rain is out of Austin at this point, tracking off to the east and into Houston. Now it is going to be a rainy day across Houston. It's going to be drizzly. It's going to be very, very wet. 72, however, we've got some nice temperatures in Houston right now at 72. We also have those flood conditions across the northeastern side of Texas, Oklahoma, and into Arkansas. Let me take you out to the west real quick. We'll talk about winter weather. We've got a winter storm warning until Friday, so that goes all the way through today. For some of our elevated mountaintop regions, we've got some snow coming in, and we've also got some wet and colder weather coming into the Pacific Northwest. Colorado also dealing with that snow. I saw some really good snowfall totals out in the northern side of New Mexico. Taos skiing area, really good snowfall totals here. You're going to see smaller, lower snowfall totals as you head farther up to the north, but still we have that winter weather advisory highlighted there in purple for up to 4 inches of snow. But I think really what's going to be the big kicker here is that strong wind. It's going to make it feel pretty cold out there. And any snow that you get, it's not about the snowfall totals, but any amount of snow that you get blowing across the road is going to reduce your visibility. That goes until 11 o'clock tonight. So make sure that you are just paying attention to the radar before you hit the roads right outside of Denver today. Here's the big story for today, the flooding. We have a flash flood warning highlighted here in red for the northeastern side of Texas, southeastern side of Oklahoma, and then into western and central Arkansas. Now, for this flash flood warning, we're watching for even more rain than is already on the ground right now. That is going to cause ponding on the roadways very, very quickly. So flooding is one of those very sneaky hazards that you may not see coming. You know the drill here, turn around, don't drown. When in doubt, take another route. I've got all kinds of rhymes for you. I don't care if it's cheesy as long as you remember it. But this flood watch goes all the way through the northern side of Arkansas, southern Missouri, and into western Kentucky as we head into the next 24 hours. So we'll continue to see rain in these areas. Taking a look at northeast now, winter weather advisory, highlighted there in purple for the southern side of New York and Pennsylvania. So almost every color on the board. We also saw some fog this morning across Kansas and Texas. So here's your rain, here's your storm chance today. Heavy rainfall continues. There's your flood problem up in Arkansas, Missouri, Kentucky. There's your storms down to the south. So these are going to be moving through Houston right now. A low severe weather risk, but if something pops up, it's going to be quick, okay? Maybe a few tornadoes out in Louisiana today. That's where we have that level 2, that slight risk for high wind and a few tornadoes. Snow off to the north and west. That'll be coming in over the next 24 hours into the weekend. So Saturday and Sunday, you're going to continue to see that snow continue. And it'll try to come into the plains, but not terribly impressive. Really, it's the upper level regions. That low pressure system, did you see it move out to the east? You're going to get some rain out on the east coast this weekend. And after that, we go into a zonal flow, or what we like to call more boring weather. It's going to be warm down to the south, cold up to the north. That's what we typically see during zonal flow. But that's not what we have right now. Right now, we have the storms in the forecast. So here you go. We are watching for this area right here. There's your line of storms right here that we're watching for a few tornadoes and some high wind. Where is the most promising place to see these hazards? That's going to be down in the very far side of eastern Texas, most of Louisiana, and then out to western Mississippi, highlighted there in yellow. And we'll break this down for you here in just a few minutes. Now you could get maybe 1, 2, 3, maybe tornadoes out of this and some high wind. Up to the north, flooding, heavy rainfall. This will continue through the late night hours tonight. As the sun starts to go down, so does that severe weather risk. We'll see a decreasing severe weather risk later on this evening. Your hail risk here, I cannot emphasize this enough, it's possible, but it's low, a low risk. Oftentimes, whenever we look at our significant hail model, we look for those yellow, orange colors for this time of the year. We don't see any of that on this model here. So could we see hail? Small hail is possible. It's very unlikely today. So whenever I show you your hail model here, and I'm going to fast forward, that was for yesterday. Your hail model here, let me show you. I'll get to it in just a minute. What we're watching for today is that severe thunderstorm warning for low wind speeds, or marginally severe wind speeds, over 58 miles an hour, and maybe up to quarter-size hail, but this is a big, big maybe. What we're really watching for is this right here, high winds. So is this your hail forecast? Ha-ha, there you go. So if we look at your hail forecast here, highlighted here in yellow, again, is it possible to see hail? Sure, but I cannot emphasize enough, it's a very, very low chance. If I could go lower than low risk, highlighted here in green, I would. So very, very low chance for hail today. A better chance for high wind, 58 miles an hour or higher. Here's the big risk. It'll be those isolated tornadoes. So we're in a level 2 risk here, highlighted there in yellow, anywhere from Shreveport all the way just to the west of Baton Rouge and up to Greenville. That's where we're watching for that level 2 tornado risk, maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 tornadoes out of this. For tomorrow, the risk continues. It's a level 1, highlighted here in green, from Mobile all the way to the panhandle of Florida up to Tallahassee, just barely scraping the southern edge of Alabama and the southwestern edge of Georgia. It's a level 1 risk for tomorrow. But you can see that line progressing out of Louisiana into Mississippi later on tonight, into the overnight hours tonight and into tomorrow. This will continue into the panhandle of Florida, here highlighted in green. There's your tornado risk tomorrow as we head into the early morning hours Friday. But as we get into the weekend, we shift our focus farther up the East Coast, and that's where all of that rain will be. Watching for some flooding issues in the Virginias up to the northeast, but for the most part, there's not too much of a hazard that comes with these storms right along the East Coast. That's good news there. Shifting our focus out to the north and west, so as we progress into the weekend, we go to the other coast, and that's where we see all of that snow. We're getting some much needed rain out in California as well. Most of the snow will be in the upper elevations, so we're talking about those mountainous regions. But we did talk about the flooding risk, so I'll go back to that here. We're looking at another 1, 2, maybe 3 inches of rain across Arkansas, Tennessee, and Kentucky. You look at places like Memphis, which has already gotten rain, maybe 1.5 inches more in that area, so we could see some flooding issues here. A really good band of rain looking to set up anywhere from north central Tennessee through the central and western side of Kentucky, all the way out into West Virginia. So we could see 1, 2 inches of rain out of that. Charleston, West Virginia, at 2.5 inches there, almost 2.5 inches. So that rain, that flood risk continues for today. Snow out to the west. I told you it tries to move into the north central, northern plains here. Not a great job of that. We're going to see some snow out to the Midwest as well, but that's pretty typical for this time of the year. Here's really where you can see that zonal flow start to come into play. You see how most of these storms don't dip down to the southern side of the U.S. They stay pretty parallel to where they start, right? If we see showers and storms off in Idaho, they can make it to Iowa, but they really don't move to the south too much. So we're not going to see those dip in temperatures. We're going to stay pretty consistent over the next few days with our temperatures. Let's see, for Friday morning, we're in the 40s in Oklahoma City, 40s in Dallas. For the morning in January, we'll take it. Heading into February now, Saturday, the first day of February, this month has flown by. February, it looks like temperatures are going to be warming up, Saturday, it looks like temperatures are going to be warming up to the upper 60s. That's definitely a day to get outside and enjoy that nice weather. Cooler up to the north, 30s in Bismarck, 33 in Minneapolis. We've got the 20s and 30s up to the north and east. By Sunday, temperatures still pretty nice, 60s and 70s down to the south, and then 20s and 30s up to the north. So do you see what I'm talking about? Zonal flow means that we are cold up to the north, warmer down to the south, and that's kind of how we stay. As we get into the middle of February, however, I do see some changes start to happen. So it may be the second week that we finally start to see those changes. We're going to stay, at least for that first week, however, we're going to stay warmer down to the south, cooler up to the north. Really good chance for above average rainfall or snowfall across the U.S. as well. So it'll be that second week that we start to see some changes, and of course we'll be tracking that as we head into February here. For the storms today, our meteorologists are standing by. They are always watching storms. We had a meteorologist on call watching storms late last night and even early this morning, and then we have, I think, 3, 4 meteorologists in-house right now watching storms that they are ready to map for you. So if you're interested in a hail, wind, or tornado map, give us a call at 855-334-4245 or email us for more information at info@hailtrace.com. If you have your phone out right now, you can also scan that QR code, and that will take you to an interest form as well. Head over to hailtrace.com for more information about what we do. We also have a great blog there, and if you're a weather enthusiast, you're going to love our blog. Give us a follow wherever you're watching this forecast right now, or head over to our Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Threads, LinkedIn. We're on most platforms, most social media platforms. You can find us there. Alrighty, have a fantastic Thursday. We'll see you back here for your forecast, same time, same place on Friday.